I read just a little bit of it, but basically Balashis wrote a book about new forms of basically governments created over the internet and Web3 and how blockchains can affect the new institutions that are being created. And he mentioned that there are initiatives being not being created on the US, but on other parts of the world. And then he mentions, of course, Proof of Humanity and Kleros as two examples of projects that were created in Argentina, and they're influencing a lot how these new world institutions are being created. So. And he also mentioned Kleros in this book, in his book. Actually, Vitalik wrote an article about the book of Balaji. So that's what I'm super excited about this, because I really believe that this book by Balaji will be used as a reference for a lot of people to think about these institutions.
I actually bought the book like 3 days ago, and it looked like great, and I knew he was going to launch this. I haven't started yet, but I was excited to see that it was published. I'm in touch with Balajis, so he knows, of course, Kleros. I tried to invite him for our podcast, but I mean, we never got to then coordinate for a date. I mean, he was always, he's always so busy, as you know. So, but that's great. I mean, I eventually we will do it. I mean, I don't lose faith. But that's awesome. That's a great validation also, and I'm happy, to be honest, that they mentioned and that they give Argentina so much credit. Well, I don't know, some of you who know Argentina, well, you know how many hardships people have to face here because of currency crisis, government corruption and everything. And so kind of Argentinians got into crypto at a really early stage because of a way to have a different type of currency. When you have a 60-70% inflation, I mean, kind of new forms of currency make a lot of sense to experiment with. And in my case, it was also see how you could use blockchain for experimenting with different types of institutions. So I don't know, William, you've been in Argentina not so long ago. What did you learn about the Argentinians?
I don't know. I mean, I already knew about the sort of the inflation problem, and I try to follow a little bit of Argentinian politics and Spanish language newspapers. But I don't know, it seems like I feel like I got the tourist experience. Like everything I experienced in Buenos Aires was awesome. So I made maybe if I spent more time there, I would be able to have more insight into the day-to-day life of hyperinflation.
I'm sure you really enjoyed the way to change money. The magical desk at the hotel.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy, but I mean, it's
yeah. Sketchy is everyday life for Argentinians.
Yeah, I believe we are just in the future. We had inflation. It's not that we have inflation. It's just that we had inflation before everyone else. So now everyone is suffering for the same issues.
We are the canary in the coal mine. Very hard for people to imagine now that Argentina used to be one of the wealthiest countries in the world in the early 20th century. And actually, before Argentina built, they created a central bank, the currency, the peso was one of the strongest currencies in the world because Argentina was export powerhouse of, the cereals, wheat, and agricultural products, and it used to be extremely strong, currency until the 30s, and that's when things started to go down. And then in the 40s we had populist governments, and then it kind of everything collapsed. But the thing is that, and for me, seeing the way Argentina failed, like, as a society or as a community, is really great for understanding how governance needs to work in crypto networks. Because when I see that lots of the discussions that people have on governance in crypto networks and DAOs, kind of very influenced, even if they don't know it, by first like political theory. Or you have heard me a lot of times already mention the Federalists and the discussions they had in the US for the Constitution. I'm not going to drag you to that hole again. But there is also this other really interesting field of studies called institutional economics. That is about how institutions in a country, in a wide sense, just institutions in the way in which formal institutions are structured, like a government, but also informal institutions like beliefs of people, work ethics, different aspects that influence how society can prosper or not, and how to balance, the different things to make the community to grow, right, and produce the right incentives for agents to not be opportunistic, or for agents to have long-term goals. So all of that, for me, it's really, being Argentinian, it was like a lesson of what you don't want to do in your DAO. But not everything is easily, transposable into DAOs, because there are some things that happen in nation states that are in governments that is different, of course. But yeah, that's the reason why I think Argentinians have such a important influence in the world of crypto. And they didn't mention other Argentinians, or maybe they did. I didn't read the article or the book, so I don't know. But maybe there's other founders from Argentina, the guys from Decentralized, for example, they are also Argentinians. And the guys from Zeppelin, Open Zeppelin, they are also Argentinians. So yeah, it's a weird honor for an Argentinian to make this contribution to crypto. That just comes because of failed institutions that we had to live with for a long time. Okay, so sorry I had to bore you with that rant. Yeah. Anyone want to comment on that? Maybe Annabelle, you also have this Argentinian experience now. Right.
Oh, sorry for the delay. What did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, you also. What did you think of Argentina? You also have this experience
of Argentina. You mean now that I've been there, I know that there is really something very attractive about the country in terms of architecture. It's fascinating. So this gives really motivation to come back for a longer time. And what I felt there was quite funny in terms of everything is so looking so good. I was not I was only in very touristic and beautiful neighborhoods, but it felt like everything was very calm, chilled, and beautiful, clean, much cleaner than France could be. And at the same time, in my wallet, I could not close my wallet anymore because everything was made of really big bills, and to just pay something very small. So that was quite funny when you cannot close your wallet anymore. And
yeah,
again,
let me just say that the highest denomination note of Argentina is 1,000 pesos, which is now it's $4. That's
yes,
the highest one. Yeah, it's not dollars.
So that was this, and funny memory was the cash dealer to exchange money at the hotel with the guy that was a mystery for 4 or 5 days. We could not see him. We did not know if he really existed. That's definitely funny as an experience. Yeah.
Just leave your euros in the desk, and the other day you come and it's converted
Yeah,
to
and
pesos.
magically there is ton of bill then.
Okay, yeah. So that's Argentina. Good. Okay, well, let's see updates for this week. So it's mostly about preparations for ETHCC. As you know, we do our meetings twice a year. Typically at least we used to do that before. I mean, the COVID, we did DevCon and ETHCC. So we have next week a number of presentations at the conference. I'm speaking about NFTs. Green is speaking about gas optimizations in smart contracts. We have Shotaro speaking about content moderation. We have William speaking of about voting systems, right, William?
Yes, that's right. So I'm going to be talking sort of like a comparing and contrasting like what you want in a voting system for sort of like DAO voting versus like sort of Schelling point style Kleros like voting, which is also sort of incidentally the same kind of voting that you care about if you're like a consensus algorithm. There are parallels there. And you know, like different kinds of priorities and like what sort of is like what makes a good voting system in these different contexts.
You go. So if you are there, go see William. And I think I'm missing one talk. Alex has a talk. I don't remember.
I'm not sure about Alex. Maybe. No, he had a talk in Barcelona.
Yeah, he had one in Barcelona. But I don't. Maybe I'm forgetting someone. I'm sorry to whom I'm forgetting. Okay, so we have that, and then maybe Annabelle also mentioned about the event. So maybe people here who are going to attend the conference want to go to our event with AP3 as well.
Sure. So next week is a busy week. You can meet us first of all at the conference in the Maison de la Mutualité on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. So inside we will be in the room called Rotonde. This is the crypto market place inside with other sponsors. We'll have a desk there. You can meet us. We have some gifts for you. I'm not going to tell you which one exactly. So that's for the days and for the people who were lucky to have a ticket to go to the conference. Other than this, we have a party on the 20th of July together with the API3, hosting an event in train station reconverted into a cultural space. So this is definitely a bear market situation with a very underground venue.
Are people supposed to pay for their drinks, or are we going to still?
Not at all. So hospitality is just it's just as usual with us. You are the guest. There is even an open bar. So this is open bar. Food is on us as well. There is a bit of a swag exclusively made for that event. So don't miss that one. It's a bum bag and it's cool. So you get it there. And so yeah, basically the event is on the train station. So we are going to chill on the train tracks. So you can see it's between two tunnels. So the first one we passed it, and the next one is our way to. We are all going to make it this way. We are going to take that train on that day. There will be a pétanque tournament. Not sure if you are aware what pétanque is. That's a French game. And this is going to be cool. We are going to have teams and some rewards for the winners of this tournament. And that is it for the first half of the evening. We are going to have a party with DJing in the evening for your night of the 20th. Then you are totally covered. It's going to be fun. And really looking forward for this one. Note that there is a password to get your ticket to the party. And these passwords, I invite you to meet in front of Mutuality on the 20th in the afternoon, because there will be a little surprise in front of the building, and we are going to start disbursing the wristbands to be warranted to enter the venue in the evening. So if you are there, then meet us there as well. That's it for the 20th. Now we can move to the hackathon, I guess.
Yes, please.
So, as you know, Kleros is organizing sponsor together with the Comcom and Aglaé Ventures, organizing this ETHCC Hack 2022. You can still register as a dev with the team or alone. The hackathon is happening on the 22nd until 24th. This is a 24/7 open venue for the physical event. To attend as a dev, you are also able to go to different workshops. There are a lot of sponsors. The bounty envelopes are really big, and please have a look at this. It's definitely a bigger event than last year, and with a lot of projects to work on and with. Kleros will be there with office hours during the weekend. We have a booth to chill with us if you want to join us there. If you want to volunteer as a volunteer for this event, you can send me a message to do that, and you get also your ticket as attendee. The food is on us. The food is going to be great. We have food animations every day. So that's particularly interesting if you want to be a volunteer, because devs will not take their time just eating and having ice cream. So that is it. We have a very good lineup of workshops as well to attend. Of course, the swag, of course, the pop, and there is also an after party to this event on the 24th of July. You can also go to me to get the password for that party. The lineup is pretty intense. It's curated by Zora, and Aglaé Venture is handling the venue on that night. Do you have questions or things maybe that I've missed? I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I just would like to mention that Zora is like an NFT protocol, so I'm sure that the party will be great. Probably lots of artist people organizing.
We have a very lovely envelope to pay the artist fees. The lineup is really heavy. We have approximately 6 to 7 DJs. The founder of one of the founder of Zora is I think in the team of Boiler Room. So you don't have to worry in terms of music. It's going to be really, really good.
Annabelle, is it true
yes.
that David Guetta is going to be one of the DJs, or that's just a rumor?
That's just a rumor, because he's coming to the party on the 20th already, to our party, as a guest. Good. So yeah. So definitely meet us on the 20th in front of Mutuality to be sure that you get a wristband and that you enter first the party on the 20th. I'm pretty sure that you are going to find us in front of the Mutuality, because there will be a surprise there.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the update. Hopefully next week is going to be less stressful than what was in last year, but now we have more experience organizing hackathons, so it's going to roll better, right? At least I hope.
Yes, we have received support from communication agencies and partners we got definitely more volunteers and volunteer management than last year. So now things are more established and they are actually starting to roll because the things that we learned last year are already checked on our list very early this year. So we did our best to produce this event in a 2 months time frame. That was with the high speed pace, but with at the end of the day a very big list of sponsors. For sponsors, we have 4 gold, we have 4 silver, and something like 10 or 15 bronze and startup tiers, as well as the host dev post that is also helping us. We have also marketing support, and of course the support of ETHCC, the conference itself. So it's getting bigger, and it will also reflect in the bounty envelopes.
Well, that's great. That's great. Okay. Well, thank you, Annabelle. So let's go to William now.
Yeah, so like I already talked about my ECC talk, which I spent some time preparing. So that's kind of like, going back to the voting theory, it's like this like big questions around social choice theory. I also was working on an academic article on sort of Schelling-point style of social choice theory that I recently like resubmitted to the journal that is considering it. Like some reviewers had like given feedback and asked for edits, and I made those edits and sent it back. So that article is other sort of social choice theory questions related, obviously. We define a model of what 51% attack exit resistance means, and then look at various sort of like voting systems under that model, and then show some sort of like arrows and possibility theorem sort of style results, where it turns out that if you have like good 51% attack resistance, there'll be like some like in any voting system there'll be some pathological situations where people will sort of like be incentivized to deviate from the kind of Schelling-point principle where you're trying to get them to like rank the most likely winner as highest, and then you study like how can you minimize that kind of phenomenon. So now that that's back to the journal, I can focus on other research topics. Like we have there's another article that we're writing on griefing factors that I can finish up.
Good, thank you. I know, Emmett, I see you're there. Maybe you want to add something about the hackathon, or is there anything that we missed and that we want to mention, or it was enough? Are you there? Well, maybe that was enough then. Okay. So what else do we have for this week? So development continues on Kleros 2.0. I already mentioned last week we are going to launch a new product some point in the future. I don't want to mention much more about that. It's still under preparation. Maybe there's going to be some updates in ETHCC, or maybe not. We'll see. Also, the fellowship applications are open. So this is the 6th cohort, and I'm extremely happy to see that this seems to be the time that the cohort for which we have more applications at least at the beginning of the applications process. And also I have to thank Abir because he's helping to make this way better than what I could do in the past. Maybe Abir, you can mention a bit what is the focus on this fellowship edition, and maybe some of the tracks that we are trying to push for this time.
Yeah, sure. So we've basically been, sort of revamping the focus of the fellowship to become a bit more something that's going to aid us practically in the short to medium term for Kleros development, and basically have synergies with other projects, So I think the fellowship is going to be a much sort of more broader and practical tool rather than fellows being selected and working on their own thing and producing a piece of paper and that being just the end of it, right? So I think we might have fellows collaborate with each other, collaborate with other parts of the Kleros community or team. We might also have people working specifically on questions that the Kleros community or the team assigns them. And there's going to be more progress reporting where, there is someone like someone being held accountable and having to report their progress. We're also going to be sort of instituting a sort of, fellowship conference or some sort of kind of exposure for fellows to come and share what they've worked on far and wide and possibly pick up on more opportunities there. Several new tracks have been opened up, stuff, which are very practically oriented and addressing certain areas that the Kleros community in general is interested in seeing something being built there, stuff such as content moderation. And then like my personal favorite is that there is a community track. And so I would obviously, recommend many of the listeners here sign up because you're all supposedly active community members. And the idea behind that the track is that we have listened to you guys complaining all day long about how, the Kleros team is shit at moderating the community. And now is your chance to tell us how to be not so shit and tell us how to do better. So I'm really hoping we will see a lot of applications from people on Telegram and Discord for that track. And, that could probably help drum up a certain better engagement and make the experience of being a community member better for you. And we're actually hoping that whichever fellow takes up this role is going to start, overhauling the community, making it more engaging for people, maybe start, incorporating some sort of reputation mechanism that might, incentivize people to community members specifically to sort of help the expansion and development of Kleros and, basically just help us reach the stage we all want to get to.
There you go, and there might be other synergies on, this new stage of the fellowship, and maybe with the incubator, there are different situations where this could be, complementary. So yeah, we are revamping this, and generally speaking, everything we are doing now is try to open more processes for the community to be involved. So yeah, and this is one of the steps we are moving into that direction. So I'm really excited about this, and also excited to be working with Abir on this, which of course he's way more qualified than me for managing this type of process. So yeah, that's excited about that. Maybe we should add, a Kleros meme track, Abir. I just came up with that. Didn't occur to me.
Oh, sure.
Before.
I think that could come under the community track, right? At the very least, we could have points or special kind of POAPs for people who make the best memes, which go most viral and all. So I'm pretty sure that would come under the general community track.
Can you explain Kleros with memes? Yeah, that's awesome. Or can you do a better "It's over Federico" meme or better, William Explosion meme? That's really challenging. That's the best one, of course. So yeah, so feel free to apply. It's open now. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you there. And I don't think I have more for today. I don't think next week we will have the call. Depends on how things are going at the conference. But we will try to do it. But we will be all there. So I don't know if you guys have any question for us.
The meme economy is totally underrated. This is, the first step. When I'm attending Twitter spaces, when we are talking about collateralized NFT, DeFi things and constructions, and then we need someone who is doing the work, who is doing the memes, who is, definitely, I totally agree with a meme track.
Maybe we should have a specific meme track actually, and not part of the community track. Or a meme fellowship. Okay, we will think about this. I mean, or we can even, maybe not a meme track, but maybe just add, the legend for the community track, the idea of like people doing memes. Yeah, that's quite some metaphor about the world. We started by doing, this very high level research for the fellowship, but now it's about memes. That's fine. That's fine. If that's what needs to be. But yeah, so apply, and if you want to make memes, free to make memes. And Jean, do you have anything else to add about community stuff and anything?
Yes, we launched today a campaign with DoDAO and Project Galaxy. And if you saw lots of users coming in, they're probably coming from that campaign. And basically, because we have an NFT for people that complete a test about Kleros. So I recommend you check the pinned messages and complete the quiz and get the NFT designed by Carla. And we'll probably use these two platforms to make more content about Kleros. And also one of the things that we mentioned about the fellowship is that we are looking forward to create a way to onboard jurors, right? So maybe this tool, DoDAO and Galaxy, we might be able to use that for the content and for rewarding people that complete any process that we create. So yes, really recommend you do that because just to try it out and see if you have any other recommendations, you can tell us.
I was actually, a bit surprised how much traction it got. It's impressive. I mean, we got. From one day to the other, we became the fastest growing DAO community in the world, basically, I think, or second, something like that, right?
Yes, and it's quite strange that people have found a link for a test campaign that Guamian created. So now we are launching the actual campaign. So let's see how the results will be.
Yeah, so that was impressive. I mean, I was surprised how many people got into the community by just doing that. And so we will use that a lot more. And it's great for having people learn more about Kleros and and the end of onboarding more people from the community and more jurors, right? So, yeah.
Yes. Lawrence has made a Chinese a guide for the Chinese community, and we might be able we might create other guides like for the Spanish speaking community and other languages.
Yeah, I mean, we were discussing before in the team call how much more the center of Kleros, the gravity center, started shifting to Asia. When we started, we were like very much focused, Europe and Americas, and now we have a very big part of the team growing, not the majority, but the growing part of the team being based in Singapore, the Philippines, and Hong Kong. So we kind of, I mean, I guess that's where the world economy is also shifting. So, yeah, that can only be a good thing, I guess. Okay, so I guess that's it for today, guys. So see you next week. If we can do it because of a conference, we will do it from the conference. And otherwise, see you on Telegram or on the channels. Okay. Okay. See you guys. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.